guys, Mars here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we pulled our copy of Beast Gohan. We are going to jump in and do the 55% showcase for him. He does have an intro animation, so that's why we're starting outside the fight. And yeah, we're going to see how our boy gets on at 55%. No dupes, he's freshly awakened, so he's full level 1 links. I haven't given him any skill orbs or anything because he does get the anniversary exclusive ones a bit later on. You could give him EX skill orbs now, because at least with those ones, you get them back if you replace them with something else. But for the sake of him just being pure, like brand new 55%, this is what he looks like if you just pull a copy and use them straight away. We're not using any of the EX skill orbs. The friend one does have a few skill orbs and is link leveled a fair bit already, whereas mine is the full level 1 link. So we can see a little bit of the difference that these links will make here. So he's starting off at 260k defense. We've got all of his links active except for prepared for battle. Obviously this Gohan, super good link partner for him. But yeah, LR Beast Gohan finally in the game. That artwork is awesome, with him and the Piccolo team up. That is his unit super attack, which he does require a Piccolo on the rotation, so we don't have that for the first turn here. We will have it for the subsequent turns because the other Piccolo's in slot 7. But so LR Beast Gohan, his leader skill, Superheroes, Bond of Master and Disciple or Miraculous Awakening, 170%, and then the extra 30% is for Entrusted Will or Movie Heroes, so you can make a pretty good combo out of those. Our super attacks, the 12 key greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. They're both 1 turn buffs. Greatly raises 50%, normal raise 30%, colossal damage, and then his 18 key without Piccolo on the rotation greatly raises attack, which is an infinite stack, raise defense for 4 turns, and then mega colossal damage to the enemy. And then if you do have Piccolo on the team, it's activated when key is 18 or more with an ally whose name includes Piccolo. The starting part is the same, so greatly raise attack, raise defense for 4 turns, mega colossal damage, but he also then raises allies' crit chance by 20% and has an action break as well, which is pretty good. And then his passive, very long. You get the entrance animation with no restriction, so you just get that all the time. He gets 8 key and a 40% crit chance, 40% damage reduction for 5 turns. Then his base passive is 3 key, attack and defense 250. He guards. He gets an additional 50% attack when attacking, and if key is 24, he gets an extra 20% crit chance. He gets an additional 80% defense when receiving an attack. If key is 24, he has an extra 20% damage reduction. He gets an extra key per key sphere obtained. He gets an additional super attack and all allies key 3 within the same turn after receiving an attack. So if you put him in slot 1 and he gets hit first, he gets an additional super attack. He gets an additional attack and defense. It's an additional attack and chance to crit 20% within the same turn, and key 1 up to 5 with each attack received. So the more attacks he takes within the same turn, he gets a buff as well. So if he gets hit like 5 times, he just straight up has a 100% chance to crit. But with his already crit chance from his intro and stuff, he only has to get hit in the early turns. What if you've got 24 key, I think he only needs to get hit twice and he has a 100% chance to crit. So you basically don't need to give him any crit in the hidden potential if you do pull dupes. He's an STR unit, so he's going to have level 5 crit already anyway. And then he gets damage reduction 20% and all allies key 2 starting from the next attacking turn after he attacks 5 or more times in battle or receives an attack 8 or more times in battle. So he can end up getting up to like 80% damage reduction on certain turns if he's still within his intro, which is crazy. And then he has the active skill starting from the next attacking turn after he receives an attack. So as long as you get hit in turn 1, you can just use it on turn 3, which is key 24, defense 158%, and is the target ability. So it puts all attacks onto him. So we're going to go ahead and start off here. We're getting hit a couple of times in slot 1. We've got full 24 key, so I'm pretty sure this is enough for him to just straight up get 100% chance to crit here on the first turn. And yeah, let's go ahead and see how he gets on. So obviously he takes double digits from a normal straight away. He's got type advantage plus all the guard stuff, so he's going to take double digits from the super. And then 10 million is his first super. Now remember, he's infinitely stacking on his 18 key. So 10 million is his first 18 key super, and the next one will of course be higher than that. And then he's up to 8 on the additional. So this is the friend one who does have his links leveled up a little bit. but obviously still 55%. I'm not sure what the friends... I think he got a couple of skill obs. He's got a little bit of additional, but we didn't get the additional from the hidden potential. That's the thing. Once you get dupes, if you start putting additional into this guy, then he's going to get that third super attack off as well, which is giving him extra attack and extra defense during the turn. But the 18 key is the infinite stack. So every turn, as long as we're getting the 18 key super, which isn't difficult, considering his intro gives him 8 key, and then he gets an extra key per orb picked up. So it's pretty difficult to miss his 18 key super, to be fair, especially in the first 5 turns when his intro buff is active. But get Gogeta floated off here. Gonna get Piccolo's entrance animation.
I told you, King Piccolo was the old me. This is not gonna end like it did before.
Okay, so still gonna want to put Beast in slot 1. Now, unfortunately, the Beast and Piccolo don't share a lot of links, even though you obviously do want a Piccolo around to get that unit super attack. So with only Fierce Battle and Legendary Power active, we have 215k defense. But of course, as long as we get enough key, which we can, we are going to have a very high damage reduction here. We can't get a lot of key for Piccolo, which is unfortunate. But Beast has a similar ability to the Tech Piccolo, which when he gets hit, we're giving the allies extra key. So Piccolo will be able to super attack. So Goku going to super straight away. And, yeah, we take double-digit damage. We're getting hit 3 times, which means within the first turn, with the intro buff, we now have a 100% chance to crit. But yeah, this is the unit super. Gohan and Piccolo attacking together. And then, yeah, the double special beam cannon. That's awesome. And of course that's an action break as well. We get the guaranteed additional because we got hit, so 7 mil. So you can see the difference, right, with the links active that he shares with physical Ulma Gohan and the fact that the friend had some links leveled up already. We basically got like an extra million on his attack stat for that 12 key. So links of course do make a big difference. That's why link leveling your premium units is definitely very good, very important. Because the difference it can make, like a character with level 10 links is better than having like a character with a dupe that doesn't have the links leveled up. You get so much extra stats from those links, especially some of them at level 10 become significantly better than they are at level 1. Okay, so we've got Piccolo on rotation here for some support. I can't remember exactly the support he gives. It's Superclass allies 2 key and 30% defense. So Beast on the second turn. Remember, he gets a defense raise for 4 turns from his 18 key super. So he's up to 364, which on this turn he's still going to have, if we get enough key, which we should be able to. Well, he's got 23 key at the start of the turn. So yeah, we can get enough key. So he's got like 80% damage reduction on this turn. So yeah, he ain't taking damage. But yeah, by having that Piccolo floating, it means we can get the unit super. He's up to 11.6. So I mean, this is the thing, like nowadays a brand new character doing like a 10 million attack stat isn't necessarily crazy if we're talking about like once they've got dupes and stuff like that. But for 55%, and he's infinitely stacking attack, so this number's only going to get higher and higher. Plus he's doing all of that while being basically invincible. Like in some of the easier content, like he just is not going to be able to take damage at any point. And then of course this physical Ulma Gohan, all the memes about him since his release, like least Gohan this and all that, like now that he has this really good partner, like even him here putting out some good numbers, like the rotation of them two together can definitely be very, very good. We're not getting attacked in slot 1 this time, which is unfortunate. However, there's a couple of different things that you can do. I should have turned the animations off for the transformation. There's a couple of different things you can do here if you're not getting attacked in slot 1, but you want to get the extra buffs and everything. Is obviously we can now go ahead and use Gohan's active skill, which means all of the attacks will be focused onto him, which means when Goku attacks here after Gogeta, he'll actually be attacking Gohan, which means Gohan then is being attacked before he attacks. Whereas in any other situation, unless God Goku was doing an AoE, which obviously he can't do, we wouldn't be able to get Beast to be attacked before he attacks. So let's go ahead and use this here. We don't necessarily have to use it this early in this event, but let's do it. So this is Beast Gohan's active skill with the target ability. It's literally just him taunting the enemy. Is that all you got? So he gets 158% defense, which puts him up to 721k. Now remember, this is my one, so 55%, all level 1 links, no skill orbs or anything like that. 721k defense, while also, because we're still within the intro turn, or 5 turns, so that means he's also got like 80% damage reduction on this turn, and guard, whilst having 700k defense, which means, what? I keep using it as an example when I do these showcases, but if we take a 3 million damage super attack, and then take off 80%, it's 600k, which means he would take double-digit damage. I think even if part of his buff has worn off and we're only getting 60% damage reduction, that would make it 1.2 mil, except he has guard and has 720k defense. So like a 3 million damage super attack wouldn't kill him on this turn. And that's him at 55% level 1 links. So that's pretty good. Obviously God Goku takes less damage from non-tech enemies, so we don't need to worry about Gogeta killing him here before Beast Gohan gets a chance to attack. But yeah, Gogeta will do a few attacks here. But yeah, essentially when it comes to his hidden potential, additional is definitely going to be good. You do definitely want to get that 3rd super attack for him on the turn if possible. Dodge is useful to a certain extent, but obviously with how he is in the current meta, he's not really taking damage from many things in the game. So it's not like he needs to have dodge, but you know, as enemies start to hit harder, as new harder events and bosses come out and he starts to take damage, then dodge would be something that you could consider. I think it's just because he doesn't need any crit, so you just want to give him a load of additional, and then I guess you just put the rest of the points into dodge because he doesn't need crit. The only problem is he does get that buff from getting hit at the start of the turn, so if you put him in slot 1 and there's only 1 attack and then he dodges it, then you don't get those buffs for the turn. So dodge could actually be like detrimental for him in that situation, because if there's only 1 attack in slot 1 and then he dodges it, then he's not getting that guaranteed additional super, giving the allies the 3 key, which can be really useful as well. But I mean, if you give him a little bit of dodge, you know, after putting the rest into additional, it's not like he's going to be dodging you know, an attack every turn or anything if he ends up with like 6 dodge or something like that. But just be aware that that definitely can happen. Plus, that is also true, yeah, in some of the more difficult content now, especially some of the Blue Zone stages, enemies can seal you or stun you, and if you're putting Beast Gohan in slot 1, and then he gets stunned, he's then obviously not able to attack anyway. So, should I save his thing here? What are you up to now? I mean, this is the thing, right? You can use him to protect the team with the active skill. Because, yeah, actually, if I use... Well, I could put you... So, what's the friend up to now? Because if I do this, that protects you from even getting attacked. But let's see what he's like, I guess, on a turn where we're not getting hit first. Because we do the active skill with physical Gohan. So we get to see the beast transformation. I realised they weren't obviously going to just give him the exact same animation that another unit had as his intro. But it's this is still one of the best animations in the game, I think, having the proper beast transformation as part of physical Gohan's active skill. But I do like the fact that because they used the special beam cannon for him, they gave Beast Gohan the unit super with Piccolo. Not great key for him here in slot 1, but that's fine, because we're going to go ahead and do this. Which we didn't really need to do, actually. It was kind of a waste, now that I think about it, because the first ability of the turn is Action Broke away anyway. 865. Oof. That's because we have it all in the family. Now, this at level 10 gives 20%. So once if you do get him link leveled, and especially if you start to get dupes, on his active skill turn, he's going to have over 1 million defense, whilst also having all of that damage reduction and guard. Pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I was going to say, I didn't really need to use the active skill, because the physical Gohan wasn't going to get hit, and then Gogeta can't get hit, because he's got 100% chance to dodge on this turn. So Beast would tank everything anyway. Plus, it's not like he got targeted by anything, because he hasn't actually attacked in a slot before Gohan yet, because we broke the first action of the turn. But yeah, so that's what will happen if you don't get hit first. You just do one super attack, which still does a decent bit of damage, but that will be why, if you get dupes, or even at 55%, if you're using skill orbs, you want to give him additional, because you want to get that additional super attack from the hidden potential system. Otherwise, he's obviously just not going to be doing as much. But not to say he's not good, of course. I mean, you can see from this how easily he handles everything going on here. And then, of course, this is why the superhero team can be so absolutely insane, is on this turn, we now have the Gogeta active skill. So Gogeta, because there's no attacks in slot 1 for Beast Gohan to take now anyway, we use Gogeta's active skill, and Gogeta has a target ability. This is why superhero team is so ridiculously broken. If you're running double Beast Gohan and you have physical Gogeta as well, 3 of the characters on the team have the target ability skill. So 3 separate turns, you have units that will focus all of the attacks from the turn onto them and not take any damage, which means you don't have to worry about other units on the team being a liability and potentially getting you killed, because they can't get hit. So, because yeah, now Gogeta takes all the attacks onto him and just dodges them all. And then yeah, like the superhero team already has great units on it, but all of the upcoming EZAs like UI Goku Blue Evolution Vegeta, the physical Blue Boys one that we just got, they're all superheroes characters as well. The Gammas, of course, if you pull them, they're a 200% lead for superheroes, so you can always try out the superhero team with them as a friend, even if you didn't pull them, and they're really good as well. So the superhero team, I mean, it's kind of what always happens, right, when a big celebration is themed around one particular team, right? I mean, look at the Buu Saga team after the after the Golden Week celebration. But yeah, this the superhero team essentially becomes like, it is just the best team in the game at this point now, right? Now you can see the difference in attack stats. Even though we stack attack, if Gohan doesn't get hit first, then obviously he doesn't do anywhere near as much damage. And of course, in this particular event, STR units, especially if they're not critting, are pretty much not doing any damage to this God Goku. But that's fine. That's why I like jumping into this stage, because it gives us a good few turns to actually showcase like what the units can do. We're getting way too many turns though where we're not getting attacked in slot 1, which is super annoying, because it means no extra boost for Gohan, which is a shame. But very easy to get the 24 key with him, because we get so much key with each orb obtained. So, and then yeah, physical Ulma Gohan still able to look pretty solid. The only downside to running this sort of team setup is that obviously physical Ulma Gohan gets worse defensively as the event goes on. So like, once you get to a certain point and his guard runs out, on a turn like that where he only does 1 super, if he then eats a super attack from the boss, you're potentially going to take a lot of damage. But of course, in events, I mean, most events, you don't have a phase like this that like massively slows you down because you can't do any damage. So by having those characters on the rotation that are luring in all of the attacks and then not taking any damage, it's just multiple turns where you don't have to worry about physical Ulma Gohan like potentially getting killed. So, but yeah, unfortunately with Piccolo being the only tech unit on the team, it's this phase would take a while. But I mean, we've seen quite a lot out of Beast here. Can we finally get a turn where he's attacking in slot 1 again? There we go. And so now we're on turn 8. So this is where we're now at the point where the where some of his damage reduction is going to have worn off, right, because of his intro buff. So it'll be interesting to see if he was to get supered here in slot 1, how much damage he would take. Because of course, whilst he is the best unit in the game, he's not just, you know, completely invincible all the time, because then he would be just beyond broken. Once that intro buff wears off, you're obviously losing a pretty solid amount of damage reduction. So he's got 280k defense start of turn. He does still have guard, which of course is a very, very powerful mechanic. But let's see. He's going to still take double digits from the normals. We get the attack buff. And then, yeah, without the unit super, we're still around 10 mil. Don't share a super amount of links with the Gogeta either. We have, like, prepared for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power. And that's basically it. So we'd obviously have a lot more defense if we had all in the family active. Or some of these other links as well. But yeah, I mean, he's still tanking everything here for double digit damage. And then Gogeta can go off, linked with the STR Gogeta. I think we could probably call it a day there, because this God Goku phase takes forever with no tech units. But you can see Beast Gohan, even at 55%, level 1 links, very, very good. Any of the events that are shorter events, like some of the Boo Red Zone stages, I mean, they're old news now, but like Dismal Future Red Zone, some of the Blue Zone stages, like some of these shorter events, like Beast Gohan is just so ridiculously dominant in these events because he just can't take damage. For the first 5 turns specifically, when his intro buff is up, there's pretty much nothing in the game that can do damage to him, which is very crazy. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Hopefully, if you did summon for him, you got lucky. We managed to get our 1 copy. Still need to get the Gammas, but depending on how the rest of the anniversary goes, we might be able to end up getting a copy of them. And then, of course, any extra stones before the end of the anniversary, I guess we could always see if we can get a dupe for Beast Gohan. But let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out all the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.